The men are just not willing to be simps and not willing to like go for it. Get on your knees and be a good boy. What are you talking about?
He blocked me. What a f***ing loser. Literally, what a f***ing loser.
The thing is, I've been single for so long that it's almost like past the point of no return, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I could have a boyfriend, number one, because it's damaging to the brand. Like, it just is. And number two, I don't think anyone would buy it. I think everyone would just be like, what the fuck? Are you feeling okay? Do we need to call the cops? You know, like, imagine me like, hey, walking down the street holding a man's hand. Hey, this is my boyfriend. It doesn't work.
She called him a loser for blocking her, then said having a boyfriend would damage her brand. Both sentences exist in the same 30 seconds. The man who blocked her, she called a loser. The man who doesn't block her damages her brand by existing. There is no correct answer available in that framework. He found the only exit and took it.
Like, I just went on 5 dates, like, this past week, and I'm asking even 2 of these guys for, like, if they want to meet up again, and I haven't heard anything. Like, I don't know when it became okay, like, no human decency to just say, like, hey, sorry, I'm not interested. Why does it have to lead to ghosting? Like, when did we just stop losing, like, any empathy and any communication skills? Like, what is going on in our generation?
5 dates in 1 week. She is running a pipeline and is now upset that the men in the pipeline are also running pipelines. The ghosting she is describing is the exact behavior a 5 dates in 1 week schedule produces on both sides. The market she created, she is now the customer of.
All this talk of intentional dating in 2026, and I'm actually intentionally not dating. And the reason why is because I just don't have 3 to 5 business days to wonder why a guy isn't texting me back. Did his phone die? Did he fall asleep? Is he exploring the Mariana Trench? No, girl, he's not Jacques Cousteau and he has 100% battery. He just doesn't like you. Now go outside, drink some water, and touch some grass.
Getting blocked by a guy is genuinely wild, yeah, because guys, they don't just block anyone. And it's probably the same guy that doesn't remove the girls off his phone even though you told him to. Yet you managed to hit that nerve to the point where he ended up pressing that block button. Anyway, if you're a guy, what is your thought process behind blocking a girl? I want to know.
She delivered the most accurate self-help advice in this entire video to herself without realizing it. He just doesn't like you. Go outside. Drink water. She said it clearly, then spent the rest of the video not taking the advice she just gave.
One of my girlfriends got me an early birthday gift, inspired by how often I talk about the lack of non-sexual, compassionate touch in mine and other single people's lives. She got me a weighted stuffed animal. You know you're aggressively single when your birthday gifts start coming with a weighted blanket feature. This thing is so stinking cute, and the best part is that each of its little legs are weighted. And I will say, when I'm in bed at 2 a.m. feeling lonely and touch-starved, it is really nice to snuggle up with. She is a Highland cow, which unfortunately does remind me of my ex because he's a painter, and pretty much the whole time we were together, he was working on this painting of a Highland cow. And it took him forever to finish because he kept stopping and starting it, and every time I would go to his apartment, I would see this half-finished cow. Honestly, the painting outlasted the relationship. But yeah, aside from accidentally triggering memories of my ex, this is an extremely thoughtful gift. It is indeed the healthiest relationship I've had in years. Skip the candles, skip the slippers. Give your chronically single friends something to emotionally project onto.
She received a weighted stuffed animal for her birthday, named it the healthiest relationship she has had in years. It is a cow. Her friend did not buy her a candle or slippers. She bought her something to hold at 2 a.m. because the human options were not working out. That gift required a level of friendship awareness that is genuinely impressive and heartbreaking in equal measure.
Recently made the mistake of giving a man who does handstands online a chance. Lesson learned. Long story short, I had known him, but I had a boyfriend at the time, but I thought he was cute. And then last year at around this time, I saw him on Hinge. I was single. I sent him a like. We matched. I try to make my own road bronzing glazing milk because I don't have any yet. Please put me back on your PR list. It's my dream. I literally actually had a dream about it the other night. But anyway, So I was gonna go on a date with him a year ago, and then Celia and I were like trying to find his Instagram because I was like, I don't really remember much about this guy. I've really only seen him like in passing at a bar. And Celia is amazing at finding Instagrams. Finds his Instagram. We start doing a little scrolling. I've never been so shocked by an Instagram profile in my life. There were photos of him doing handstands, like other crazy yoga poses, selfies with like these insane psychedelic backgrounds. I love pulling these photos up and showing people to this day because it's always like it's a shock factor. It might not sound that bad, I promise it's really bad. Needless to say, after I saw this profile last year, I was like, no way in hell am I going on a date with this man. But at the same time, he also ghosted me. Like, he never texted me following up about our date, so I was just like, okay. A year goes by and I'm out at said bar where I saw him for the first time, and I was a little tipsy and I ran into him and he looked really great that night. In person, he's so normal, so I thought. And so I said, hey, why did you never text me back? And he was like, oh my God, I don't know. And essentially, the rest is history. We spent the weekend together. While it was a blast looking back, many, many red flags, okay? So
She saw the Instagram, called it shock factor, canceled the date. Then 1 year later, slightly tipsy at the same bar, decided he looked great in person and reversed the decision. The Instagram hadn't changed. The yoga poses were still there. The psychedelic backgrounds remained. The only variable that changed was the lighting in the bar and the drinks in her system. She made a year's worth of progress in one evening and undid the original correct decision.
he sleeps over my house that night, and then he leaves to go like take his dog out, and then we meet later in the day for like a Sunday fun day mimosa day. And not to be a drama queen, but just to set the scene, this is a man who has two perfectly good ankles. I'm a girl who has a broken ankle. Yes, I could maneuver fine in my boot, but my ankle is still broken and sprained. Just the premise of that I'd like to throw in there, okay? So he gets there, and then I go up and get around and say, do you want anything? Yes, it's my bad for saying, do you want anything? But he, as the guy, should have been like, oh, let me go grab something for you. He goes, yeah, I'll take a mimosa. Well, he sits all comfy outside, chit-chatting with his friends. I go hobble into the bar to get us drinks. I then go across the street for a moment in which he also drinks my mimosa, his mimosa and his, because he said mine was going to get warm, in which I went in and got another round. I said, do you want one? This is my issue, as I did continue to offer, but at some point, come on, bro. So this happens like 3, 4, maybe 5 times. I probably get us 5 rounds of mimosas before he finally says, and this is important, he says, here, take my card and you can go get us another round. Which, once again, not to be like, woe is me, I have a broken ankle. I could move around fine, but it's still, perhaps he could go get, at least he could maybe go inside and grab a round. We're having fun when we're with a group, so then we go to another bar across the street. And when we're ordering drinks at this bar, he orders, I order, I wait for him to put his card down. Nothing happens. We know he has a physical card in him at this point because he did give it to me once to get 1 round. Nothing happens. And so I once again put my card down. That prior night, we were like talking about how he owed me like a dinner date. So after he'd been drinking for a while, I was like, okay, let's go get dinner. And I've been paying for him all day, so I'm like, okay, he's definitely gonna get us dinner. The bill comes and he's like, I would pay, but my phone is going to die. And at the time I was pretty tipsy, so I was just like, okay, not remembering that this man has a physical card on him. He doesn't even need
5 rounds of mimosas, broken ankle, hobbling to the bar. He gave her his card once for 1 round and considered that sufficient. Then at dinner announced his phone was dying as the reason he couldn't pay his phone to tap a card that he was physically holding. That argument required real-time confidence to deliver, and he delivered it without flinching. Boys, that man knew exactly what he was doing every single time.
Need his phone to pay, and by the way, his phone's still on. You could go pay quickly. Keeping the night going though, we're still having fun. I'm just like whatever and kind of ignoring it. And this one is like, I'll take ownership for this one. I was like, I really want to go see Obsession. It had just come out and I was dying to see it. And so I was like, let's go see Obsession. I'll get the tickets. This is what gives me a major ick though. We go to Whole Foods and I'm getting like a little wine to bring into the movies, and then I pick out a chocolate bar for myself that I'm paying for, And he too, knowing that I'm paying, picks himself out a little chocolate bar for the movies for me to bring for him. I don't really know how to explain it, but we kind of kept hooking up for a few weeks. It was like a good time. And then like a few weeks ago, he had slept over my house the night before wearing my sweatshirt. Oh my God, he wore my sweatshirt home. I forgot to say that. And we didn't have plans to see each other this night. And then like I was going home at the same time he was going home. And I was just like, okay, you can just come over. And so he comes over and he shows up in my sweatshirt. I'm speechless. So he was just like wearing my sweatshirt out on the town. That was really shocking, but he sleeps over. We wake up. I feel like everything's normal, but I kind of had the ick, and I posted on my Hokey Pokey Finsta like, I think I might be like a little icked out, I don't know. Later that night, me and my friend were at a bar, Bell's, and it's like all on the same street as like a bunch of other bars. And okay, keep in mind this man woke up at my house at 11 a.m. We've been hooking up for a few weeks, right? I see him standing outside like another bar we're walking by because we're walking to go get pizza across the street. Walk by, see him. Obviously, I'm going to say hi. This man was sleeping in my bed hours prior. So I say hello to him, okay? And he literally turns around, essentially acts as if he does not even know who I am, and then goes, you guys can try to say my name at the door. I don't know if it'll work. And then we were like, what the hell are you talking about? Anyway, I was like, I think we should just go home at this point. My friend was like, let's just like go get a drink and see if he's still being super weird. And so I was like, okay, we go and get one drink, make one more attempt to like talk to him because he's being weird as hell. Once again, basically like completely does not acknowledge me. I've talked to a lot of like not cool guys before. I've never been showed such little regard in my life. It was crazy. I sent him a text in the morning because I'm all for like, you know what, if you want to send a text, send a text. I was like, hey, is everything good? Last night was really weird. And he responded a day later and was like, yeah, I was just on one, and then I was deathly ill yesterday. I never responded. I unfollowed him. That is what you get if you give the man who does handstands online a chance.
He woke up in her bed at 11 a.m., was pretending not to know her by evening. Same day, same city, same man. She walked past a bar, said hello to someone who had been sleeping in her home hours earlier, and he looked through her like she was a stranger, then suggested she try his name at the door. The chocolate bar at Whole Foods was a preview. She just didn't read it at the time.
Listen, if you have to wait until you get paid to buy me something, give me money, send me somewhere on vacation while you work, if you're going to hit me with the, babe, go ahead and pay it and I'll pay you next week when I get paid, bleh. Listen, my advice to you is to stay single and save your money. You cannot afford to be in no relationship, especially with a woman like me.
She closed the video with a financial requirements announcement. After a story about a man who drank 5 rounds she paid for and took a chocolate bar she bought. The man who cannot afford her. She is correct to warn away. The man who can afford her. He read the Instagram. He already left. Today's file had the blocked man she called a loser. The 5 dates in 1 week pipeline. The weighted Highland cow that became the healthiest relationship in years. The man with a physical card who blamed his phone for not paying. And the handstand guy who woke up in her bed and forgot her name by evening. The modern judge has one final note. She gave away 5 rounds of mimosas, movie tickets, a chocolate bar in several weeks to a man whose red flags were visible on Instagram before the first date. The information was always available. The bar just had better lighting. See you in the next one.